All right, and we are streaming. The longest minute. And it's 7:30, so we will start the recording and we will call this January 11th meeting to order. We will start tonight with prayer and then the pledge. Let's say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, will be done. That doesn't happen. Give us today our daily bread. And forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Thy kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Roll call, Brian.
Cosgray.
Present.
Foreman.
Present.
Hamilton.
He's on mute.
He's muted.
Hankerson.
Present.
Keller.
Present.
McCreary.
Present.
And I know Hamilton's here. He's just muted.
Yep. So we'll call it 6. Everyone's present. All right. And Jeff's here. Terry's here. Chief's here. Brian, obviously, you're here too. All right. First agenda item tonight is approval of the December 14th, 2020 meeting minutes.
Mayor, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'll move that we approve the minutes as email printed of the December 14, 2020 minutes.
All right.
McCreary
Is that
second.
McCreary a second?
Yes.
All right. Discussion on the minutes. I didn't see anything in them either. So hearing no further discussion, roll call.
Cosgray.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Hamilton, give a thumbs up or down. Hankerson.
We'll call him present.
Keller.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Looks like Hamilton unmuted.
Okay, Hamilton, are you a yay on the minutes?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. 6-0. The minutes will be approved as written and distributed. Next is the approval of tonight's agenda. I don't have any amendments. So is there a motion to approve it as printed?
Keller makes a motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
Foreman seconds.
All right. Discussion on the agenda. Roll call.
Cosgray.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Keller.
Yes.
Hankerson.
Yes.
All right. We have an agenda. Next item is visitors. I don't have any emails right now, but I do want to share a letter that I got in December just before the holidays from an 11-year-old that lives just outside the village. I'm not going to give her name because I haven't talked to her parents, so I don't want to broadcast that. But I did get a letter from a young lady asking about our Christmas light decorations and that she enjoyed when we had the old decorations, even though they looked kind of bad when they would drive in, because like I said, they live just outside the village. She enjoyed looking at those
and now all we have is the main corners there. So she wanted to know if there was something that we could maybe look at doing to get Christmas decorations back up on the poles between, the main stretch down Market Street between Basel and Main Street at least. So, she's not the only one that I know has, made a statement about how they miss all the lights, but she is the first one to write me in a normal fashion other than a Facebook group to say something about it. So I thought I'd bring it up, and maybe it's something, we have a million things that we could spend money on to fix, but maybe it's something we can put a plan together to slowly replenish what we took down. So just thought I would share that with everyone since I didn't get that. It's, she wants to see the Christmas lights back. So I'll respond to her, but I wanted to bring it up at council before I did. So like I said, Terry, maybe it's something we can look at slowly putting together a plan to replace some of them.
It'd be great.
So moving on then to village administration reports. My report, we talked a lot about the budget in the committee meetings. Just some updates from before the holidays. I've got to follow up with Congressman Stiver's office on the infrastructure grants and what I'm working on with them about how it's hard for us to get that after my last conversation with them. The holidays were in there, and then of course, what was it, the 6th this past week happened. So I'm gonna let things simmer down a little bit and then give them a call next week or the week after and see where we're at on that information. I'm sure Terry might hit on it. If she doesn't hit on it this week, it'll be in the next report. There were a couple of water line breaks right around New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And then a portion of the village became like a war zone with Columbia Gas and some issues down there, and a bunch of residents not having gas service and low pressure for several days. Terry has done an internal action report I don't know what you want to call it, report. But we're waiting for information from Columbia Gas, and I believe they have a meeting this week to discuss what caused the problem and response issues and stuff like that. So once we get that, we'll pass that along. I mentioned at one of the committee meetings about Office 365 and everyone getting tablets. That's still in the works. We found out a couple weeks ago that we have a quick timeline because of our hosting service and when its fee is due. So I know that's moving along pretty well. As soon as we get a better idea when we'll be able to distribute the tablets with everyone, we'll let you know, because like I said at the last meeting, I want to make sure the guys from the IT company are in to make sure when you guys pick them up, everything is working for you. And if you have any questions about how it's going to work, that they're there for that support. Last thing, and then I'll move on, is the pool. I think, I know it's January and it's hard to be thinking about the summer, but we're still in the middle of a pandemic and we've got restrictions that may or may not be in place. Terry, would it be possible, for me, a pool is part of like parks and recreation stuff. Do you have an upcoming parks meeting where you guys could discuss as part of parks, should the pool open this year if we maintain under COVID precautions? And if so, what do we need to do? How many people do we need to limit it to and stuff like that, so that we can bring that recommendation back to council? Because if we're going to open this year, we'll have to start advertising in about 3 months. So do you think Parks you guys could get that in a couple meetings and get that to council?
Right. I got a little update on the pool anyhow, when I go to give my
Okay.
speech.
Okay. And that's all I had, unless anybody has questions for me. If not, then Terry, that's a good segue.
Okay, we'll start with pools. So I reached out to V3 and said I would like to do an RFQ to find out exactly what it was going to cost to get some bids on fixing up the swimming pool. I did have a conversation with Brian C. It's not something that they handle. He said that there are very few companies like his that get involved with pools. Pools are just a different animal. He did give me a contact of 3 different people. He said he felt as though we would do better just asking for bids instead of going out to an RFQ, which would have been the expense of the engineer to create it. So I'll start making those contacts, and I will, Mayor, go ahead and put that on the Parks and Rec agenda. Again, that's probably information they will want to know also. So
Okay.
It's not forgotten. It's just, again, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring even. I want to go back to your water leaks a little bit, talk about that. Yes, we've had so far, including today, we have had 5 water leaks since Christmas. They have been pretty good sized leaks. Today it was a 2-inch line on Jefferson, and it was all the way around the pipe. So again, our infrastructure is just old. We're going to get these usually when the weather is very, very cold, then turns warm and then turns cold. And that's when we really get a lot of these issues. Now, the one on Elmwood that the mayor was referencing that happened around New Year's, I have been in contact with Erica Chomberry, who is the external affairs person for Columbia Gas. I had went to the site and talked to the incident commander that night and requested that somebody call me from Columbia Gas. And so we've been in contact. I did do an internal investigation among the guys and got reports and sent my results to Erica and asked her what she had found out. And to the mayor's point, that's when she said they were doing their own investigation, they would get back. My staff is very sure that they marked the wrong address. So it did mark the pipe, the gas pipe. So that is what the root cause of it was. So as soon as I get some more information on that, I will share with council. OPWC, today was our first preliminary scoring meeting. There are only 75 projects this year that were submitted across District 17. There are 15 projects in Fairfield County. That's about 5 more than we had last year. And the reason why that's relevant is that even though we're one district, each county within that district gets a certain amount. So it's not equal across the board. Delaware will get their amount, Knox County will get their amount, so on and so forth. But you compete within your own county. So we have 15 projects that we're competing with this year in our county. On Friday, we will go and go down to Delaware, and we're going to start to put all of the scores together now to get a preliminary look at how all of the projects will be lining up against each other. So more to come on that. On the cemetery, on your cemetery report, you'll see in front of you, mainly I wanted to point out that between what we took in for revenue and what our expenses were, that only gave us an ending balance of about $1,400. This goes back to the conversation the mayor had about with the money in the general fund, we can start funneling are having projects in these areas that need them. If you remember last year, we put over 30,000 into Maple Grove Mausoleum. It needs more work. That was just to kind of keep everything corralled as far as the deterioration to the walls and stuff. Also, the same way Basel Memorial is in the need of a roof, that one's even more expensive. So as you can see, by the time we get done paying for the mowing and et cetera, we don't have very much money left. So that's something to keep in mind as we go through talking about projects next year for the general fund. I wanted to jump real quick to commercial zoning, commercial building zoning. I met with Bill Toole, who is owns a company out of Columbus that does all the commercial inspections for Fairfield County. We had a meeting and talked through a couple of what I consider communication issues. I think we've got those resolved. Gail, who works with this department in Fairfield County, is retiring. So we have a new person coming in that's supposed to be starting in next week, in fact. So I look for some changes there, but changes that are what I call positive changes with the increase in communication and et cetera. One thing that came up today was the fact that would we be interested in a residential zoning inspector? I mean, code inspector, like he does much for the commercial. They are having a meeting, Carrie, who's the county administrator, is meeting with James and talking to him a little more about that to see if there is a need for that. So that is just in the preliminary talks, nothing going forward on that, just a little bit of FYI for you. The last thing I have to discuss, unless somebody has something for me, is that we've started the taking up the carpet and laying the floors in the office building. If you recall, we got those clean last year and I kept saying, wow, it still smells moldy, etc. We did pull up some carpet over by Barb's area because it was very, very soft and spongy. It appears we have a water leak that is running into the offices via the door there that council comes in and out of. It's going into that well. And of course, water, like always, it finds the least resistance and it's running right down the internal side of the wall into the office there. So we have to come up with a fix for that. We've had Casey over there looking at that door to see what our options are. Casey from the fire department as a, an exit door. So we did get the floor fixed. Again, we're still trying to come up with a plan for the door. The carpet people will be in Monday, even though that's a holiday for us. They're going to come in and we have divided the downstairs into 3 different segments so we can move furniture from one place to the other place. So they have room to work. They'll be doing Missy, Barb, the mayor, and my office in the hallway starting next week. And then we'll follow up with the council room and that hallway, and then end up with the back office and the records area. So we're moving right along. We have been able, and I'm going to let Brian talk to that a little more when he gets to his segment, but we've been really lucky to be able to do a lot of house cleaning. And I think you'll see a big difference. Big organization going on right now. And of course, I'm loving every minute of it. So that's all I have, unless you have some questions for me.
Yeah, Terry, when's my office? And you mentioned the mayor and you, and am I included in that group? Okay.
No, you're not with the mayor now. You're in the second wave. So second wave. So you've got time, Brian. So okay. I know you worked hard this weekend, but you still got time. All right. Any other questions? Oh, just as a note for the update for the IT, ABC was out to the wastewater plant, and I think he was at the police station installing our new firewalls. As you know, we've never had firewalls, especially at our infrastructure places like the water and the wastewater. It was crucial we got that done the same way with the police department. So we're moving right along. We have a little plan to get everything under wraps. So, and Chief is on his new computer tonight. He likes it. See him smile. That's it.
So we're tearing out carpet and putting carpet back. We're not going to LVT.
We are not putting carpet back. If I said that, I misspoke. We're going back with just flooring.
Like waterproof
it's not-
LVT?
Yes, something like that.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay, I heard carpet and I thought, what the heck?
Carpet is what we're pulling out, Rick. I
Yes.
don't even want to
Okay.
see carpet there,
Right.
except the ones that the spirit guy brings for us to wipe our feet on. That's the only
That's-
carpet I want to see.
Fine, I just wanted to clarify that. I heard carpet.
There you go. That's it. That's all I have.
All right. Hearing nothing else. Brian, what you got?
Just in case those who, I'm sure they heard everything at the finance meeting, but just to reiterate, the bonds get finalized Wednesday for cost savings of over the life of the loan, what I say, $596,000, close to $600,000. And Speedway from Terry, yes, Mayor, you'll be happy to know there's about 40 boxes of records that can be destroyed. I mean, there's about 40 boxes of records that that hasn't been put on the RC3 yet. I have no idea when I'm going to have time to do that this week. But
Well, because you sent me an email. I got an email that they'd been marked, but you sent an email because of everything that's going on to finish up about moving our records meeting. I was going to hit that when I talk about it. So we're going to move that meeting back a little bit so that you have a little bit of time there for it with
Right.
everything else.
I was able to go in the office and all those file cabinets, well, the big black ones in that back room are empty. And of course, those records are in boxes in that room as well as in the hallway right now. Plus, we have all of Missy's records from water and sewer records from dating back years ago that's been boxed up too.
And so, and Brian, to tail on to Brian, everything that he's done and we're ready to put on an RC3, we will take down to the firehouse, and Peg has arranged everything down there so we can put him right up against the wall so he can go down, take inventory, and then the shred truck can back up and take them all out. We won't have to bring them back to the village hall. Good
On the
job,
bond
Brian.
restructure, I heard just shy of $1 million, like 900 and something, and he just said
No. If you heard that, I misquote. It's a misquote. We're close to 600,000 over the next 20 years.
Okay,
I'm
in
glad you
finance,
asked that.
I thought I heard
I'm-
900 and something.
I'm glad you asked that, Rick, because I heard the same thing and was going to ask. In finance, it was $996,000 in savings over
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah,
I
just
missed
That's
shy
how
of
we
$1
got
million.
to 48,000. Yeah.
I misspoke. Sorry, it's 596,000 exactly.
Just changed again.
590.
It just changed again.
Well, no, at 596, close to 600,000 over the life of the loans. The savings.
Once you get that closed though, Brian, you'll have something for next council meeting so they can see the savings, like a report out.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, it just
I'll look for that.
There you go, Rick.
yeah, $400,000 difference from an hour ago. That was
Yeah, that's
big
that's
difference.
my only concern. Sorry to bother you. I'll look at the report.
Okay, I'll print it off.
All right. What else you got for us, Brian?
That's it.
All right. And then obviously we'll have the budget first reading ordinance for the next meeting with the summary details out there. So,
Yes.
Jeff, got anything for us?
No legislation on the agenda for this evening, and I have nothing else to report.
All right, cool. Move on. Finance Committee.
Okay, Mayor, we had our first meeting of the year tonight. Brian went over the finance, and the mayor went over the budget, and Brian went over the bonds. So, but everybody was here. I just want to thank the staff, the employees, everybody for the last year. The village did an excellent job staying within budget. So that's my report.
All right. Next meeting is February 8th, I believe.
That's correct.
All right. And service.
Yeah, service, we haven't met since last service meeting last month. The next service committee meeting is going to be on the 25th at 6.
All right. And safety.
Okay, our next meeting is January 25th, right after service.
All right. And rules. You're muted, Mike. Still muted.
How about that?
There you go. There you go.
February the 8th will be our next meeting at 6:45.
All right.
Okay.
And
we had our first meeting tonight.
First meeting tonight. Set goals.
Right.
All right. Chief.
Thanks, Mayor. We have sworn in a new officer, and he is on the schedule for his training. One of our officers that's been out on COVID protocol was back Saturday, and we're going to have to get him up to speed. He's been out for a little while because of his other employment that he's involved in. Just a couple things, and I'll make this real short. The FBI crime reports came out today. We had a total of 264 police officers killed in the line of duty last year. So we need to keep that in mind with our guys also. We try to do everything to make them safe, but things happen. And finally, and most importantly, we are doing a Beards for Bucks program. And what we're doing is trying to raise at least $500 for the Lighthouse. The Lighthouse is an organization that gives support and help to victims of domestic violence, spousal abuse, gives them somewhere to go to get them out of the house where they can be safe until they can sort out where do they go from here. They do receive some funding, but this time of year is always tough also on them. So the way it works is anybody that would like to donate to any particular officer for their beard or attempt to grow a beard can either drop a check off made out to the Lighthouse for any amount. We'll take $5. We really don't care. Or they can simply mail that to the police department, and we'll make sure we're going to take that down. Every month we'll rotate through and get those donations down there, and I'm sure they're greatly appreciated.
How many officers are participating, or in Dylan's case, attempting to participate?
Well, if you count the beard that he's growing, we have 4.5. So yeah, I think we'll probably have 5 guys in total. And again, the charge is you have to raise $100, and whatever is not raised, then it's up to you to pay the residual. So again, that's our goal is 500. We make more than that, I'm sure they'd be tickled to death with that also.
All right. So, and you're soliciting some other people in the village too?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, 5 guys, put me down for $100 for each guy. We'll get you your 500.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We've greatly appreciated.
I'll drop you off a check later this week.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
And that's all I have.
All right. Anybody got any questions for the chief?
I have one. I almost called you Father Mike. It looks like you're wearing a clerical collar, Chief. So I'm assuming that's not what you're wearing, right?
Well, there's times that I've heard some confessions. So, but actually, it's this.
Got it. Okay, that explains it.
All right. Nothing else for Chief. We'll move on. Fire District, Bob, I'll get with you, get some information for you for their meeting information. So you have that, like you said, it's the 3rd Thursdays at 6:30. Steve Monroe's the clerk treasurer. I know you know him. So, but I'll get you some information. I'll have Steve Steve get in contact with you as well and get you whatever paperwork is needed for the first meeting.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to other reports, planning and zoning. We've got a meeting set. Terry, are we still on for this Thursday at 6:30?
I am. Yes,
Okay.
I believe so. And
Um,
Rick, if you want to get me the information for the couple up on Railroad Street, I believe, I can tell them that we're having it Thursday in case they do want to come.
Yeah, if we're I'll get that for you. If we're gonna discuss short-term rentals, I would really like for them to be in the
Yes.
room. Yes,
That's the
Okay.
agenda.
I'll get that for you.
Thank you.
all right. Trees.
Tree meeting is also this week on the 14th. We Steve has been doing some work for us. I tell you, I don't know what we would do without him. He is an asset to this committee, and I told him that the other day. He said he likes to keep his fingers in the pot a little bit, doing things. So we are blessed to have Steve Cockrell on that tree committee. So again, that will be Thursday night.
Cool. All right. And then records, as you heard, Brian's got a lot of the stuff ready to put on the RC3. I wanted to try to avoid moving the boxes multiple times since we had to move them out of the office for the new flooring. So I had originally set a meeting for next week for the Records Commission. But Brian, he brought up a good point that he's got a lot of stuff to do with the year end and needs a little time. But since everything's inventoried, we'll push that meeting probably into the 1st of February. The key thing being that they're about ready to go out the door. Once they go out the village office door, they'll never be coming back. And then within a month or so, they should be gone from the old firehouse. So, Brian, and let your dad know, I'll get an email out tomorrow with a new date in the future, and Jeff with you as well. So, but we'll move that into February so that Brian can finish up the year-end stuff and get that going. Moving on, any motions?
Mayor, I think that Steve's been replaced by Miss Klum, hasn't he?
Steve, on what?
On the fire board, physical officer. I'm pretty sure that Steve retired or resigned, and that he's been replaced by Miss Klum.
Did he? I was just talking to him about it the other day. I wonder if I knew he was retiring at some point, but I thought it was in the middle of this year.
No, I think it's already occurred because I had a trustee discuss it with me.
Well, in that case, I'll have Bob. I'll have whomever's now doing the paperwork get you the paperwork.
Okay.
So, all right. Any motions? There is nothing on for first, second, or third readings, so we will move to old business. Is there any old business to come forth at this time? Hearing none, is there any new business to come forth at this time? Hearing none, I don't have any emails yet, so we've got no additional visitors. If any come in, I'll read those at the next one. Kickoff is in 12 minutes, so if you guys have anything else, I'll stick around. If not, we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Foreman so moves.
Keller second.
Motion and second to adjourn. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. All right, we will adjourn at 8:03. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Yay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for the
Bucks.
quick meeting.
Yep. Happy New Year. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Okay.
All right.